Religion has shaped civilizations, guided empires, and influenced billions of lives for thousands of years. But behind the prayers, rituals, and sacred buildings, there is another side that few people talk about. A side that involves land, investments, businesses, and wealth on a massive scale. Some churches today control assets larger than the economies of small countries. What you are about to hear may surprise you, challenge your beliefs, and change how you see faith and power. Stay with this video till the end, because the final entries reveal how belief and money quietly merged into some of the largest financial forces in the world. This video explores the top 7 richest churches in the world in 2025. These institutions are not ranked by faith or holiness, but by estimated assets, property, investments, and global influence. Every entry tells a story of growth, legacy, service, and controversy. Let us begin this journey into a world where belief meets billions. Number 1 is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Often known for its clean image and strong community values, this church has quietly built one of the largest financial portfolios ever held by a religious institution. By 2025, its estimated assets are believed to exceed $260 billion. This wealth did not appear overnight. It grew through decades of careful planning, disciplined donations, and long-term investments. The church owns massive amounts of land across the United States and other countries. It controls farms, ranches, office buildings, shopping centers, and residential properties. It also holds large investment funds that grow through stocks, bonds, and business holdings. What makes this church unique is its focus on saving and reinvesting rather than spending quickly. Leaders believe in preparing for future generations, which has allowed the wealth to grow steadily. At the same time, the church spends heavily on humanitarian aid, disaster relief, education, and welfare programs for its members. Supporters say this proves wealth can be used responsibly. Critics argue that the level of secrecy around finances raises questions. Even so, no other church comes close to matching its financial scale. Number 2 is the Catholic Church in Australia. While the Catholic Church exists worldwide, this entry focuses only on its Australian institutions. By 2025, the total estimated assets of Catholic organizations in Australia are around $30 billion. This includes land, schools, hospitals, aged care facilities, churches, and offices spread across the country. The Catholic Church is one of the largest providers of education and CNK care. In Australia, thousands of schools and hospitals operate under its name, many supported by government funding and private donations. The value of the land alone is enormous, especially in major cities where property prices have risen sharply. This wealth has also brought intense debate. Critics question tax exemptions and demand more transparency. Past scandals have damaged public trust and increased pressure for reform. Supporters argue that the church's services save the government billions and support millions of people. Regardless of opinion, Catholic Church in Australia remains one of the richest religious institutions in the world. Number 3 is the Seventh-day Adventist Church. This church may not seem wealthy at first glance, but its global network tells a different story. By 2025, its estimated assets stand at around $15 billion. Unlike other churches, much of its wealth comes from education, healthcare, publishing, and food production. The church runs one of the largest Protestant healthcare systems in the world. With hospitals and clinics across many countries, it also owns universities, colleges, schools, and publishing houses that produce books, magazines, and media content. In addition, the church has major interests in health food companies, promoting vegetarian products worldwide. This business-focused structure has allowed steady financial growth while supporting its religious mission. The church emphasizes health, discipline, and education, which aligns closely with its financial strategy. While not often criticized for secrecy, some question how much of its income comes from faith versus business. Even so, its influence continues to expand. Number 4 is the Vatican and the Holy See. as the spiritual center of Catholicism. The Vatican holds a unique position in both religion and global politics. By 2025, its estimated assets range between $10 and $15 billion. Though exact figures are difficult to confirm, the Vatican owns valuable real estate across Europe, especially in Italy. It also holds financial investments managed through various institutions. Museums, tourism, and donations contribute significant income each year. Beyond money, the Vatican controls priceless art, historical buildings, and cultural treasures that cannot be measured in simple numbers. At the same time, the Vatican faces ongoing scrutiny. Past financial scandals, banking issues, and calls for transparency have followed it for decades. Recent reforms aim to clean up its financial systems and restore trust. Supporters argue that much of its wealth supports charity, diplomacy, and global peace efforts. Critics remain unconvinced. Still, no religious institution carries the same global symbolic power. Number 5 is the Church of England. As the official Church of England, it has accumulated wealth over hundreds of years. By 2025, its estimated assets exceed $10 billion. Much of this wealth comes from historic land ownership, property investments, and long-standing endowment funds. The Church owns farmland, residential buildings, and commercial properties across England. It also manages large investment funds designed to support clergy salaries, building maintenance, and community programs. In recent years, the Church has focused on ethical investing, avoiding industries that conflict with its values. Despite this wealth, many local churches struggle financially. Maintenance of ancient buildings is costly, and attendance has declined in some areas. This contrast between national wealth and local hardship fuels debate. Even so, the Church of England remains one of the richest religious bodies in the world. Number 6 is the Church of Scientology. Unlike older churches, this organization is relatively modern, yet its wealth has grown rapidly. By 2025, its estimated assets range between $2 and $3 billion. Most of this wealth is tied to real estate and paid religious services. The church owns large properties in major cities, including some of the most expensive real estate locations. Members pay for courses, counseling sessions, and materials as they progress through the faith. These payments form the core of the church's income. Supporters say this system funds spiritual growth and global expansion. Critics describe it as aggressive and secretive. Legal battles, former member testimonies, and public controversy have surrounded the church for years. Despite this, its financial structure remains strong. Its property holdings continue to grow. Number 7 is the United Methodist Church. This global Protestant denomination has a long history of education, charity, and social service. By 2025, its estimated assets range from $6 to $8 billion. These assets include churches, schools, hospitals, retirement funds, and investment portfolios. The church operates universities and healthcare institutions across several countries. It also owns large amounts of land and property. Much of its wealth supports disaster relief, missions, education, and community outreach. Compared to others on this list, it is often praised for transparency, however. Internal divisions and declining membership in some regions have affected finances. Debates over doctrine and governance have also created uncertainty. Even so, the church's long-standing institutions keep it among the richest churches in the world. These 7 churches reveal a powerful truth. Faith and finance have always been connected. Land, education, healthcare, art, and charity all require resources. Wealth can support good work, but it also brings responsibility, scrutiny, and risk. Some believe that wealth strengthens religious missions. Others argue it distracts from spiritual values. The reality lies somewhere in between. What matters is how these resources are managed, shared, and used to serve people as the world changes. These churches face new challenges. Transparency, trust, and relevance will shape their future. Wealth alone does not guarantee influence, but how it is used can define a legacy for generations. If you found this video informative, share your thoughts and reflections in the comments. Your perspective matters. And if you want more deep explorations like this, support the channel by subscribing and staying connected for future videos.